We're live. I just got it at the start screen. You hear me?
What's that?
We're live. I just got it at the start screen.
Round 5. Round 5.
Testing.
There is no need to test you, the wee stupid bastard.
Live mic.
Who's stupid? You had
Live mic.
a whole country starved because there were no potatoes.
They're always after me Lucky Charms. We're live.
You can eat something other than potatoes. Christ.
I like me potatoes. Welcome to the shit show.
I don't know what kind of accent you're trying to do, but it certainly doesn't sound like an Irish one.
I did a pretty good job down at Jimmy's.
Yeah, I didn't post that yet.
You went. Never mind.
I'm working on it. Hang on, boss. I'm doing it.
Can't post it now
Why? Sure.
because we're live.
Oh,
You can post it
I
on the
can't do
community
while
page.
we're talking.
You
Do it on the community
page.
Put it on the community page. You know,
Hey.
I have an idea.
Yes.
Put it on the community page.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
All right.
It's a great idea, Joe.
So if you guys could all tell,
That's right.
if you're watching live, see this little yellow thing right here? That's a hardwire connection. So we're good to go.
Straight up 1999, folks.
Yes.
Look at us.
Reminds me of a Woody Allen joke that I won't tell right now.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2. Hello and welcome to the Freemasons podcast with your hosts, Right Worshipful Brother George Mudry.
Worshipful Brother Joe.
Worshipful Brother Ken.
And with us tonight, Worshipful Master from Harmony Lodge, number 42 in Waterbury, Connecticut. Worshipful Master, Worshipful Brother, Chris Poulin.
How's it going?
What's going on? Welcome to the suck.
Oh, come on.
We're going to have some fun up here.
Branding.
We're going to first introduce you. We pretty much already did, but that's all right. We're going to go into your Masonic career. We're going to go into where you got started in Freemasonry, and then we're going to move into some other interesting things, such as Greco-Roman mystery cults. Yeah, I know.
Schultz brothers are already all over you.
I know. I've already
Yeah.
seen them.
When he slows down his pronunciation, it's the funniest thing in the world.
And my mom's
6-year-old
still
does
trying to
that,
force
too.
me to walk the town.
You're going to walk. You're going to walk down the street.
I already went to Jimmy's.
And it's going to be like a wedding. We're going to
Hello,
help
Brother
you with
Jim
Lucky
Johnson.
Charms as you're walking down the street. We're going to follow you.
A bit blurry, and I am not drinking. It is blurry because the window over here is shooting sunlight through the side of it, and everything is blurry as hell.
Oh, because yeah. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, that's why it's blurry.
Stand on the windowsill and block.
Don't
No,
listen.
I didn't think he would actually do it.
He respects his elders.
Ken's wearing shorts again. Oh boy.
Yes. So
Sometimes the stuff just writes itself.
for all you guys,
We could be on autopilot and
Yep. Confirmed.
y'all happy? Awesome. No, that's
just wait until you go down the street.
I'm not going.
Just decide.
downstairs.
Well,
I'm not.
You're going. You're doing it. You
I'll
have
hang out
to.
the window and throw Lucky Charms out the window. That I'll do.
Okay, but somebody's got to go downstairs and video.
I think that's a good compromise.
I think that's okay compromise.
All right. Cool.
Is HR okay with that?
HR's okay with that. HR said a thumbs up. So
Thumbs up for that one. You're good.
Matt and
HR.
Amira, good evening, brethren, from Aurora Lodge 4047, Leeds, Yorkshire in the UK.
We're big in the UK,
brother.
huh?
Big in the UK. Yes, we are.
We are number 16 in Indonesia, though.
Oh, God.
Ever since we put that
I'm
flag
never
on the
gonna
wall.
hear the end of it.
We're gonna have to put an Indonesian
gonna
flag.
hear
Can
the
we put an
end of it.
Indonesian? Can I get a
Indonesia.
small Indonesian flag?
No, we're not.
You know what I was thinking is if we had like one of those strings, you know how you have like 4th of July, everybody hangs like the little flag banners, right? But if we had one with like all of the different flags,
Oh yeah,
Get a global map. Put it up on your wall there.
absolutely.
I thought that would
There you
be
go.
neat.
We're
Do
gonna.
your little pins.
We'll get it, Ken.
Put pins
I'm on it, Ken. I'm on it.
James Rafferty, it looks huge on you, George. Yes, that's because I'm not fat bastard.
He was-
Benjamin Blumenthal, just in time to see the jig. I'm glad.
Where's
you are,
Rafferty? We
George.
were supposed to
timed.
paint his belly as the pot of gold. Did he
He's
back out?
chickens out. He's
Oh.
no better than
Come on,
freaking Burrell. So
Aw.
Burrow's faster though.
Worshipful Brother Jack.
Y'all need some Jesus. Give it a couple.
looks just like the baby picture I sent them. Yes, Mom. She put up a picture of a baby and
Oh, nicely done, Mom.
Wow.
yeah.
I
Very
did
nice
not.
to see that.
I did
That's
not
awesome.
realize that was an actual.
Yes, that
was actually you.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Whoa.
I hate you.
It was just 5 years ago. It's 5
I
years
was gonna.
ago.
It's his college. It's his
Goes
college
6 inches.
graduation. His high school graduation.
There you go. There you go. Prom.
Yeah, prom.
No crash, worship brother Greg Schultz. No crash.
Nope.
Not this time.
Not with a magic cable.
No
Magic
1990.
cable. Not with the 3 hours I spent up here with the Wi-Fi guy to make sure that this shit was working. So
And I have some more jokes that would get edited out that I won't tell right now. 'cause
I
edited
know.
last episode.
Please don't. Rocco
It
says
was
chow.
funny though.
Wrong language.
Wow.
No chow.
St. Patrick was actually Italian. No, he actually was.
Mm.
That's a true story. Look it up. Fact check it right now. St. Patrick
Facebook
was
will do
Italian.
it for me.
Rocco. He was our original
Just
fact
like-
finder.
Just like
St. Patrick was actually Italian. He went to Ireland
just like gingers have souls.
to drive the snakes out.
He can look it up while we're interviewing. him.
Right.
Just-
All right,
I'm right though.
let's do
Trust
some
me, I'm
likes. Let's do some likes. Go ahead, keep going about St. Patrick though. I'm
I
listening.
have nothing else to add. He's Italian.
Okay.
Thank
It
you.
sounds like it's been confirmed.
Expert.
right.
We have expert
There we
testimony
go.
that he is Italian.
Material witness.
Hey, I bet you could spell better than him. So
100%. So,
spelling competition later.
Gotta keep it at 4th grade level.
It's bad enough you idiots got me dressed up as a freaking leprechaun. Now we're gonna start
it
this
really
shit.
didn't take that much.
Patricia Hartzell, JD, Cole Gomes, Curtis Lee Dolan, pardon me, Jonathan Enders, Garrett Wright. We covered these. That's all right. Keep
Oh,
going.
you got up to Garrett right
Yep.
last episode.
Jake
Yep.
Dean, Billy Mann, and Quentin Marcel Houston. That's my boy Q I work with.
Oh, I thought it was Quentin Marcellus, like
No, Quentin Marcel Houston.
the what's he, saxophone or trumpet guy?
He's actually a local rapper. Pretty good at it too.
Nice.
Mhm.
You guys have never heard of Quentin
Welcome.
Marcellus?
No.
You're not. You really aren't cultured.
Oh, you have?
Saxophone or trumpet? Yeah, but and his brother plays the
Marcellus
trumpet.
Wallace.
Yeah.
God, just the comments coming to my head and I
Little
can't
Pulp
say
Fiction.
because we're live. So,
Yeah.
brethren, right hand arms.
To arms.
Ready.
Ready.
Aim.
Aim.
Fire. Good fire. Fire all. Together, brothers.
Vivat, vivat, vivat. Ooh, you've
All
been
right.
practicing.
Well, we had that game dinner. We did.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
All
Right. To
right.
teach everybody our toast.
Yes.
Looking into
Glad
it.
it worked out.
Thank you for brother Benjamin Blumenthal for proving yet again that I am right.
Conspiracy.
I'll leave it at that.
Worshipful Master Chris.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get into it. What got you involved in Freemasonry? How did you find the door? And what brought you to it?
So, believe it or not, I'm actually 4th generation.
Oh.
So,
Louis Jewell?
yep.
Oh,
Louis Jewell.
wow.
With my father's name on it. So, yeah, my maternal great grandfather, my maternal grandfather, and then my father's a past master of Union Lodge, which was down in Thomaston, which has now gone dark and joined with St. Paul's in Litchfield.
Mm-hmm.
So Marty McCary, right before Marty McCary actually found his master's picture from '84.
A lot.
So
Wow.
I actually remember going to that ceremony as
84.
yeah.
I was still shitting my pants when I was. So continue.
Up until 6 months ago.
Actually, with all the toilet paper missing, I'm still shitting me pants. Continue.
So so I remember going to the ceremony, and the joke was when we were little was putting the big hat on, and not understanding it at the time.
Right.
And then I went years. I mean, I remember him doing stuff, but then he kind of fell out of it when they moved. It's just life going on and that, so he couldn't do it anymore. Didn't think much about it. And then how long ago was it, Ken?
Were we in the same class?
Yeah.
We were in the same class. So that would have been 9 years ago.
Yeah, 9 years ago. So me and Ken actually went through our degrees together, along with my current junior warden, Joe Pisani. We were all in the same degree and went right through all of our degrees together. And I decided to follow him when he got in the chairs. I'm like, sounds like a good time.
Very cool.
Try it out on me first. Yeah, there were four guys in our class, and I think
all
three of them are officers right now. There's one that hasn't really come back. He's still a dues-paying member. I haven't seen him in a while,
but
we still keep touch on Facebook and stuff. But yeah, it's not a bad track record.
No, I think we were
4
9
years ago.
So, your first degree. I ask it all the time. I ask it to everybody. What were you thinking? What was your... And the reason why I asked this question, again, I'll reiterate, is because, there's a lot of guys who watch this, a lot of guys who want to join Freemasonry, and they're curious as to what it feels like, what goes through your head and all that stuff. So, bringing it for the EA degree, and you're sitting in the prep room. What are you thinking?
I actually didn't have any fear of going through my degrees. First of all, Right Worshipful brother Marty McCary and me, we were working together at the time, and actually Right Worshipful brother Shane Dufresne, we all worked together in Waterbury. So I knew I already had guys there, and they definitely, guys that got my back when I was working are not going to definitely throw me to wolves anywhere else. So I didn't fear that. It's just trying to figure out, you go into that, it's like, okay, I know I'm not, but what is going on? Right. But again, you learn a lot going through those degrees, from the EA all the way up to your MM, and as everybody hears, past master or that, and then even when you get to your past master's degree, same thing. You're always learning when you're going through your degrees.
Right.
It's like your first time going through the degrees again when you hit that.
Yeah, that was one of the ones. Yeah, waiting for the other hand to drop, just like with all of our degrees. There's always that part that happens in your degrees that especially if you've been through them, it's like, okay, where is it? Right. And of course it happens. And sorry to Worshipful Master Perry for your gavel that night.
All right, you can say it. We did talk about it on the podcast. Like immediately after it happened, like that Sunday, we did talk about how we destroyed the gavel.
Which one?
He had to wrap the gavel. Chris did.
I hit it once, and I busted
hit it once, and he blew the top off
right
the
off
gavel. Remember?
Perry's
gavel.
It
wasn't Perry's gavel.
Gavel
it
was
it was your master's gavel.
Yeah. Well, I'm apologizing to him because it was your guy's gavel that I broke.
Past master.
Oh,
yeah.
right. Yeah, those things are okay. Yes, no. So it wasn't Perry because he has his own.
Yeah, it wasn't his own.
Yeah,
it was the lodges. Yeah. No, it's those things are from 1,000 years old, and actually one of our
all the more reason to destroy them, Chris.
one of our
that's how you replace things.
Well,
in a Masonic lodge, you have to break it.
One of our past masters is actually watching, Brother Phil Miller, and he's responsible. So we did a whole commercial about the Real Brothers of Genius, the over-pounding gavel. Yeah, that was dedicated to him.
That was Phil.
That's Phil. He will smash the gavel so hard that it'll blow out the windows in the building. So, but anyway, old antique wood, it's
dry.
Eventually it breaks. So no worries with that. So wasn't worried about that. We'll get to. I'll get to that. Oh, let's hear. Worshipful Brother Greg Schultz. With all of the Grand Lodges closing down, this podcast is the only place where we can get our Masonic fix. Long live the podcast.
You can't stop the signal, Mal.
Yeah.
You can't stop
If
the
they kick
signal.
me out of work, I'll be up here running my mouth more often.
Everything goes somewhere, and we go everywhere, man.
There you go.
And I'm not wearing the freaking leprechaun costume. Next one.
No, I got some other ones.
We've got some. I got one in the mail today.
I'm sure. Oh yes, you did.
So stay tuned, and I believe it would be the 10th, Thursday the 10th, April 10th.
So we're
Whatever that Thursday is.
We're single-handedly keeping all these like Halloween costume distributors alive during the off season.
Yeah.
You can thank us.
Yes.
All I'm going to say is we might have a guest that Thursday, and he may come back 3 days later. So, just saying.
All right, Worshipful Master. So, are you a part of any appending bodies?
No.
Not a part of any appending bodies.
nope.
Strictly Blue Lodge. Don't do Scottish Rite York right now like that. Strictly Blue Lodge.
Yeah, I have no interest in joining those at this time. Again, my family's still young. I mean,
Right.
so they keep me. My 3 kids keep me. Yeah, I actually have my 10-year-old here with me tonight. They keep me busy enough with activities and stuff like that. So it not something right now, not on the horizon.
Right.
I'll keep on, helping out. And once I make it through this year, plan on still staying active in the lodge and helping and doing what I can. But it's a lot going on this year. As a Worshipful Master is definitely a busy year for any Mason.
Yeah, seriously.
So let's talk about your master year. Let's go good and bad. We'll start with good. What's something that's happened in your year that gave you satisfaction, or whether it be, dealing with the brothers, officers who work well with you, something that has happened in your year so far that you find has made it worthwhile, I guess.
I got to say, not even just because my predecessors, Worshipful Brother Ken, Worshipful Brother Hal, the members, they actually made it easy for me so far this year. I mean, they had a lot of stuff in line, everything planned out. I mean, I know Ken already mentioned we're planning on doing a Civil War degree, which him and Hal, they have it basically ironed out pretty good. So we already have that and planned out and getting ready to do that. And like my bad, I've already had one of my officers had to he's medically down right now. So he wanted to resign. I told him, no, we're not going that. But Master's prerogative came in. I'm like, we're not going there yet. So just chill. And good on that is all my past masters stepped right up.
Right.
They all just stepped right in, and they're like, hey, we got him. We'll fill in when he can't be here. We understand. But even just trying to juggle that when all of a sudden you get that email from somebody, it's like, I really need to talk to you. I got something going on. You're like, okay, what's going on? And then that, but the bad really hasn't been bad. I imagine something will happen that will, but not so far. Not
right. But you haven't had anything that's like again, I warned Perry about, listen, I don't think you're going to have a smooth year because something is going to happen. So just be prepared for it. Have you had something like that happen yet, with the exception of the medical, the brother who? So
far, that's been my big thing. Is that, I mean, was him, and still even trying, convince him. It's like, hey, I need you made it this far. We're not going to bounce you, dude, just because you. And
I'm not trying to bring any bad juju across the table. Please be clear on that. I'm not trying to
give me the evil eye and the dirty.
The GW went off without a hitch, right? That went pretty well.
We did good with that. We actually, I think that was the most we've had in a while. Everybody was saying, even some of the old timers that come around, that's they were even like, it was a good time. And we seem some of the old timers seem to be coming back around that we haven't seen in a while. Like we got some older members coming back, so that seems nice. That's kind of what I'm hoping we can do, is get some of the guys that have been out for a while to come back to lodge, and bring some new people in. I mean, we've got 2 right now getting ready for our next fellow, which will actually be this coming Thursday. We have our fellow craft degree, so be going with that.
Pretty positive so far.
Yeah. I mean, I got this guy on my right hand, so helping me out.
Thank you. Brother Bill Powell, is Ken wearing black so he doesn't blend in with the white shirt on the poster?
Yes. See, I do learn from my mistakes. So as you can see, all of my skin is covered up, and I am wearing dark colors.
Well, he's got to worry about the sun glare coming in right now too, because that will blind us all.
Yeah, I'm like a vampire.
Worshipful Brother Joe Schultz, he needs contrast. See, I thought I was going to be the one getting hit.
No, I think I'm going to be the one taking it.
I took a couple shots, but I think it's great.
Ken's getting popped. He's got to polish his skin so it'll be more reflective.
So it shines.
He looks like one of those. Remember that Saturday Night Live skit, Sprockets? Guys in the black tights, Mike
I
Myers.
never watched Saturday Night Live.
Okay, never mind. Somebody watching.
Was that the two dancing guys?
Yeah.
That was the
Dressed all in black.
the something brothers.
Was it like?
Oh no, you're talking about like the Germans or something.
No, it was like a German, like almost, but like a beatnik kind of thing. It wasn't the two Jim guys. It wasn't the Schwarzenegger guys.
Oh, no,
I think it
it
was
was-
like the Sprockets talk show or something. Somebody look up.
Yeah, I was more of a living color type of guy.
That one. You know that one? No, you don't know that one. Okay. All right. Well, good. Stay away from it.
All right.
I was trying to come up with something a little more creative than a vampire, but
Depending on the vampire.
Nosferatu.
He's out in the sun right now. If he was a
he's a day watcher.
Bram Stoker's Dracula,
He's a
if he was a
daywalker.
Bram Stoker's
I'm
vampire,
more. If I'm anything,
he
I
would
go.
just burst into flames.
I'm like an Anne Rice vampire.
But
Right.
if you were like the Twilight series, he
Well,
would
it's
just
like, yeah,
shimmer.
he could be out.
He shimmers.
He shimmers.
no,
I mean,
I
look
don't
at the
shimmer.
backlight of the whole
You know,
of the whole room.
He
You always just
shimmers.
compare him to Powder.
No. Yeah. That's been done.
Just go back
Right.
to Johnny Depp and Powder.
That's old.
That, what do
news.
you think's in the lotion? Guess what,
Harsh.
Ken? You're
Look,
up.
I'm blushing now. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Let me
let's
see
see here.
this snack over here.
Always picking on the Germans. Where's brother Greg Schultz?
All right. Somebody said redirect all fire to the leprechaun.
All fired in a
He
leprechaun.
called me no
I
shame.
love it. Well done.
Leprechaun, no Seamus.
Brothers fire for effect.
Let's see here. Of course, the two German guys.
Yeah, they're because they remember. They're saying, of course they remember.
Right. All right. So let's get back into you, Worship Master Chris. What is one thing that you wanted to do as a goal when you were master? Again, every master has a goal. I know there's multiple goals, but what was your like? Everybody's got like, at least I feel every master has a very long-term goal or a large goal. This is what I'm doing this year. I'm setting my mind to it. That's what's happening.
My big thing is trying to get those guys that we haven't seen in a long time, trying to get them to come back, trying to find out why they're not coming to the lodge. I mean, yeah, you're paying your dues in that, and that's great, but you know, we want to see you.
Right.
You know, if you're having trouble getting a ride, reach out to one of us. You know, we'll get you down there. Stuff like that. You know, and you know, I know where everybody's like, you hear from Grand Lodge and that our numbers are decreasing and stuff like that, but you know, we still got to remember those guys that are here and have gone through the degrees and that, and you know, and I do know some people, they come here and all they want, they're looking for the dependent body. You know, they have all their buddies are in Scottish Rite, York Rite, Shriner, which they're all great organizations and that, but you know, also want them to see them Blue Lodge, you know, because if you're not there and you're not the Blue Lodge Mason, you can't be we need to keep Blue Lodge going and going with that. So, and I mean, I know our lodge is fortunate where we haven't had too many guys that have had to do back-to-back master years and that, but I mean, you do hear a lot where, you know, so if we can get these guys back into the folds and maybe not even that, but you know, maybe we can get them interested in helping with going through the chairs and stuff like that, and find out what the brothers want in their lodge. You know, it's not just what the master wants, it's what the brothers want. And that's what I'm trying to get across this year, is making sure that, yes, I want to do Masonic education. Yes, I want to do that. But also, what do you guys want? Do you guys want to have a chili cook-off?
George does not.
I know George and George doesn't. You know, do we want to get together for, you know, football nights and stuff like that, which is great and fine. I have no issues with that. But what do the brothers want? So, and that's more what my year I want to try to focus on, is making sure that we're focusing on the brothers and what they want in their lodge, not what us as officers or Grand Lodge want. What do the brothers want?
What do you feel is lacking in Freemasonry that's causing people to not want to join? I'm hitting you with some philosophical.
Yeah, you're getting me with deep ones.
I'm using my noggin.
I think I mean, Masonry is just what the individual wants, and we're not going to appeal to everybody that's out there, but it's trying to make sure we do find the people that are interested. I mean, you know, you're military, I'm military, so you got a good one.
Yeah. Pay no attention to me. I've said it before. If you see me laughing, I'm not laughing at what you're saying. I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm seeing what's written.
He does that a lot.
You know, a lot of military guys, I mean, I think if we can get that, they seem to fall well in Masonry, but I mean,
Right.
I don't know the answer of how we can attract. I mean, if I do that, I'd be giving it to the people. The
Do you
powers
think
be.
it's something we're doing incorrectly?
I don't think we would have lasted as long as we have if we were doing stuff incorrectly. I think it's just making sure we start appealing to the generations that are out there. I mean, this is one great way of doing it. Podcast. I mean, you talk to a lot of people that, I mean, even some guys I know that, again, they're not very active in Lodge. I told them about it and they're like, hey, thanks for putting me on to that. They like listening it in that. They're like, it's funny, but it's also informative, you know, where they've sitting there. You get some guys are, it's the old man's club.
Right.
And
Yeah.
So I've heard a few brothers in Connecticut Masonry talk about the diminishing membership and say that, it's something that we're doing to fail them. It's the lodge that's failing the brother, not the other way around, which is kind of like an extreme way, I think, of putting it. But I mean, it does still, I mean, the solution to that, if you believe in that, is that we need to more or less poll the brothers and find out what their interests are and make sure there's a little bit of something for everyone. So I think that's good. I mean, your solution is the same, which is good. But I think it was, I don't know if it was, I don't want to misquote, but I think it was Most Worshipful Brother Mel Johnson who said something like that, right? That it's us that, the lodges are failing these brothers that are not coming back.
Well, I've said that as well.
I might be misquoting, so I don't want to put words in his mouth. But I think that's who said it.
I mean, I think, again, as I've said before, I think it's when we get them in, they join the craft, and then we don't deliver on why they came.
Right, yeah, on the value proposition. Yep, I think that
They came for a reason. Everybody came for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not
Joe
going to
came
keep
for a
coming
reason.
back if they're bored.
Joe
Yeah.
did soul searching.
Yep.
Still haven't found one. Still haven't found it.
Thank you for that assist, by the way.
You're welcome. Alley-oop.
You'll see.
No, but everybody came for something. Everybody came for either brotherhood or charity or whatever. And when you join a lodge that doesn't deliver on the reasons why you join, why the hell am I here? And
that's where I think as the officers in our lodges, you have to make sure you are listening to your brothers, which can be difficult because some of them don't want to. It's like prying something out of a vault. I mean, they don't. They come in. You'll see them like, "Hey, what's up?" And they'll be like, "No, everything. I'm good." And that, and something, but trying. It's like open, like I said, trying to pop that nut out of the shell.
Right.
And it doesn't always. It's not easy. And you just got to do what you can. And so you do offer those wide variety of things that we can do. I mean, we try to do like shoots and Civil War greasing has been for us been doing pretty good with getting people in. I mean, with showing up for that. But
Right.
like I said, if I had the answer to that one, we'd be rolling. We'd be turning people away at the door.
No, really. And then we'd be telling everybody what the secret is.
I mean, I do like the idea of not just the guy shows up once or twice. I do like having. It seems like if you have the guys come around to like the dinners and that prior to taking their degrees, it vests them a little bit more after they do take their degrees. I have gotten some press from some guys in the lodge like, hey, I got 3 petitions here. We should set up another. And I'm kind of like, you know what? If they're interested, we can wait a little bit.
Yeah, let them come. Let them build some relationships. Because like you said, once you build that bond, even if it's only 2-3 times, you're less likely going to ditch that person because there's a personal connection versus somebody you don't know and maybe only met that one night. You're like, you're not that attached.
Yeah, so the mentor program I think has been helping with that too.
Got a question from Brother Bill Powell. Do you think the to be one ask one is dated, and does it inhibit our ability to grow? We'll go around this. We'll start with you, Worshipful Master. We'll go around the horn. You think it's dated?
I don't know if it's dated. I think it's good in the sense so you're not out there on the street corner. Hey, we're going to do a membership drive. I'm not for that. But I do like what Scottish Rite has offered to the Grand Lodges across the nation with the advertisement of not just a man, a Mason.
Yep.
I really do think that is a way to get us out there. Because I mean, a lot of people do think that we're just either old man's club or we're just a secret society that we don't want people to know what's going on. They don't realize that we are charitable. A lot of people don't even realize that Shriners is part of Masons and Scottish Rite is they don't realize that stuff. And that I think is where we have to break those walls down and get that stuff out there.
Worship Brother Ken.
I don't think the slogan is dated. I don't think the campaign in its essence is dated. I mean, that's where Masonry went, I believe, in the 1970s or 80s when membership started to falter a little bit to try to break down that stigma of, well, you have to know someone.
Right.
Or you have to be a rich man or an old man or be well connected or in politics or whatever all those stigmas are. This was to try to dissolve that. So I think that's still relevant this day and age.
Right.
Do I think we have to do like a little bit more of a new media, multimodal, multi-channel kind of campaign to try to get that message out? Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of the things that we're trying to do here with podcasting is to let people know that, yeah, that message is still relevant. You still have to ask somebody to be one. But you also have to adhere to all of the, the standard requirements of Masonry. You have to be a good man of, upright moral standing and believe in a higher power. But you still have to ask one. So I think it's still relevant.
Cool. Where's your brother Joe?
I'm going to go contrarian on this one.
Ooh, do it.
I feel that it is no longer relevant.
I like when you go against me.
I know. And it happens a lot. No, I think to be one, ask one, it kind of assumes that you know what one is, and all you have to do is ask. Hey, if I want to be one, well, what if you don't know what that is? What if you don't know what being a Mason is? You're not going to ask. Whereas the current Scottish Rite campaign that I love is not just a man, a Mason, makes you think, wow, what's the difference? It's a different question that they're being forced to ask. Not just, hey, I want to be one. How do I be one? You go somewhere. What is this?
Right.
Explain it to me. Why is a Mason more than just being a man? And I think it leads to a dialogue versus a simple question of, hey, can I be one? So I think the to be one, ask one, it served its purpose. But in a day and age where not everybody knows what it is, I think back then more people knew what the fraternity was about and what they did. And as our membership has gone down, I don't think as many people are aware. So I think it's the campaign, and not just a man, a Mason, leads to more questions. It's more inquisitive, more explain this to me, versus, hey, I want to be one. Give me a form. Just my opinion.
I actually want to piggyback that because you know what, you sold me on that one. If you're gonna, right here, baby. I think you're right because you don't know what a Mason is. So how do you? The slogan could be relevant again. In my opinion.
Could be.
But you need to know what a Mason is. And what is a Mason? Oh, I don't know. It's an idiot dressed up as a leprechaun outside smoking a cigarette in front of Masonic Lodge.
So we're probably not doing
what the hell is he doing? But regardless
Correct.
if you think it's absolutely ridiculous and it makes us as Masons look like asses, you're asking the questions. What are you guys doing? Oh, we run a Masonic podcast. Bam, right there you got a book.
What's that about?
Because now I'm going to listen to the podcast and say, oh, look, I want to know what Masonry is about, or I want to know what this is about. That's how you sell it. It's that eyeball grabber is the best way to explain it. And that's my opinion anyway. So off of what you were saying, I tend to kind of agree that it's irrelevant unless you make it relevant.
Right. Yeah, I like
Good
that
question.
too.
Thank you, Worship Brother Joe.
I like that too. If you don't know what it is, then
Worship Brother Bill Powell.
Right.
should be one
Hey, I
plus
want to
one
be
equals
one. Well,
nothing.
what does
Yeah.
being one mean?
Yeah.
Versus, hey, why is this a higher standard than just a man? Like,
Yeah.
not just a man, a Mason. Okay, that sounds exclusive to me. That sounds like it's special. It's something more.
Yep.
Which, when you talk about our younger demographic, they want to
wanna know.
belong to
Yeah.
something larger.
Yep.
They want that exclusivity. That's why all these stupid music festivals on beaches that never happen. People pay thousands of dollars. That's what people want, that exclusivity, which not just a man, a Mason kind of gives them that.
Yep. And they want to know more, but you don't have to tell them everything.
Right.
Dig it.
Jamie Carter, in love with
Not Jimmy Carter.
Not Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
Brother Jamie Carter, who is from England, in love with the outfit and the beautiful flag. He's talking about the English flag over there.
Oh.
That was given to us by our British listeners, and we will hang it proudly. And we will, again, it's not going to be as high as the old Betsy Ross up there because we are in the United States, and we did win.
The American
did
flag. Well,
twice.
I mean, look, in civics class, they did
And
teach
bailed
us
them out twice.
The U.S. flag always has to be above other flags in the
Absolutely.
U.S. Like that's just Civics 101. So.
Standard operating procedure.
Yes.
But if you're a listener from another country or another state and you'd like to see your flag up there, you can help us out by checking out that Patreon for as little as $3 a month. You can get exclusive access to Discord, Patreon. Get yourself a little Freemason podcast pin. It'll be available the middle of April. So, like I said, for as little as $3 a month, check out that Patreon.
Look, guys, we don't have ads. This is the closest
shameless
thing.
plugs. I love the shameless plugs.
This is the closest thing we have. To
HR's
ads.
looking at
Hey, this is how we pay HR salary. I mean, come on.
Oh,
We're not a
my
not-for-profit
God.
group here.
Your check's in the mail. The rest of us don't get salaries. You don't get paid.
God.
It's Bitcoin.
Oh,
You get Bitcoin. It's electronic. I'll send it to you.
He's voluntold.
Slave labor till you're 18. Yeah, but no, honest to God, we got that from our British listeners. We break a lot of stones, especially in Discord. The English go at the Americans go at the English, the Aussies are in there mixed in between. So we have a lot of fun, and it's all in brotherly love and friendship. So all right, well, we'll keep going with the listeners' questions. We got more.
Yeah, looks like they keep coming in.
Keep
So
firing them in. Worship Brother Greg Schultz, is the attrition in Masonry a U.S. thing or worldwide? Attrition.
I think what he's referring to is the reduction in
decreased
membership over
yeah.
time, attrition rate. Like
I don't
slow
know. I
decline.
would have to probably, if I was to make a guess, I would say it would be probably worldwide. I mean, realistically, I think it's worldwide for the simple reason is that, everybody's we're on our phones now all the time. And, that's all you care about is how many freaking, clicks you get or how many likes you get on TikTok or whatever the hell.
I like TikTok.
It's really a shame that society has now gotten to a point where it judges its self-esteem off of how many likes or followers or viewers you get, which, by the way, doesn't.
So how many likes and followers do we have right now?
About warehouse.
And why are you wearing that costume?
So
No, but
point made.
sons of bitches.
I just like the fact that I saw the wheel spinning in your head when Greg Schultz said attrition. You're thinking, how's the food pyramid have to do anything with it?
Oh my god!
That's not what I was going with. I was actually going with more of attrition. I was
Nicely
like,
done.
how are we beating anybody down? Not nutrition, you jerk off.
There's a Valley education for you folks.
Glad that you joined us
Very
tonight,
nice.
worshipful brother
Hey,
Chris.
it's all good.
Yes.
See,
Sorry,
even he got that.
sorry about your kid in the corner. He listened to all this.
Even he knew what attrition was. Go ahead.
All right.
It's all right, Joe.
No.
It's all right, George.
Brother Jamie Carter, Powell, there is not and will not be a 51st state. Yeah, that's one of my running jokes. Is that
That Great Britain's going to be the 51st
yeah,
state.
it's going to go Brexit to Brenter. Brent to the Union. And actually, I posted in Discord. I get a lot of crap for that. I love, oh God. Worship with Joseph Schultz. Use the old Irish McGeorge. All right.
I like Rocco's comment that TikTok is the devil.
It is the devil.
He's like Bobby Boucher's mother. Everything is the devil to him. TikTok is the devil. Foosball is the devil. That's Rocco. Rocco's Bobby Boucher's mom.
But I like Vicky Valancourt.
And she likes me.
I see the movies and I like them too. Anyway, back on track. So, Kenzie's
Mama,
ducking out.
Oh no, I'm just.
Mama
He's ducking
said,
out. Oh, he's pulling a barrel. He's pulling a barrel.
Mama said
Okay.
George's so short because he's half leprechaun.
Oh, you bastard. When I wasn't even paying attention. Very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And we got the bottle of 1792. Thank you, HR. Susan brought us a bottle of 1792. I love
HR and
it.
Lucky Charms.
HR
And
Lucky Charms. Yes, she brought
the
Lucky
whiskey
Charms.
and the Lucky Charms.
And I'll be throwing them out the window later. Yelling out
Yes.
the window Irish obscenity.
I got a bit for us.
Oh, boy.
You can always have a bowl of Lucky Charms with whiskey.
So you open up the window, and people that are walking by are like, hey, let me try to get it in your mouth. And then we film them looking like idiots trying to catch the marshmallows in their mouth.
It'd be even funnier than that is if we were throwing nippers out the window.
Uh-huh.
Some Jameson or Guinness, or like, what are they? You got, right? The nippers come in plastic now, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Plastic now. You
Oh,
can throw
yeah.
nippers out the window. That'd be fun, right? HR is looking at me like, no.
Yeah, no, that's a liability.
Yeah,
So if there's a little
you're
kid
not.
that like picks that up and
You
cracks it
will
open,
be the
right?
next
That's
one in my
endangering a
office
minor
on
officer
Monday
or something
morning.
like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Risk of injury.
I'm pretty
or
sure
something.
that in a few weeks,
illegal.
all will be forgiven of you, and I'll have taken the spotlight from HR again.
Yeah, probably. So, all right. Worshipful Master Chris, are you planning after your master's year to do any of the pending bodies?
No.
No,
Not
you're not
this
going to
time.
do anything else?
No,
I'm recruiting for Evening Star.
no, nothing at this
Is that
time.
two words?
Try. Evening Star, 2 words.
Okay.
Yes, because so
I followed his lead.
Worship Brother Ken and Worship
That
Brother
was
Joe
Morning Star.
are now member of Morning Star, but it's Morning Space Star Lodge, right? These guys are just writing it all one word, Morning Star. Morning Star.
That's how it is on the
Like-
veggie burgers.
What?
Morningstar Farms.
Yeah, that's
It's all
what
one word.
Yep, that's the only frame of reference I have
So
for
me too.
Morningstar. So that's
Frame of reference. We got a freaking web. We got a Facebook page.
Yeah, but I just joined you guys.
Oh my God. It's written in the group that you're part of.
I'm still learning.
Star.
I'm still learning to spell,
How do you
George.
ruin that?
Well, George just found out what attrition was, so we're good. How many carbs is it in there?
What nutrition is. Love that FX.
Yeah,
All right.
it kills the volume though when you do that. Did you notice that?
What?
Like
Does
it, yeah, and when you turn it up, it's like it halves the gain.
I might have my mic down a little bit lower because I didn't want to. I noticed a couple times when I edit the podcast, sometimes my mic, I don't know if it's because I'm leaning forward, playing with computers, whatever, but my voice kind of overpowers it. So I turned mine down. I actually turned you guys up. I know there's a Puppet George joke coming right now. So
No, I was actually working on halves the gain reference when he said, "Oh, when you do that, it halves the gain." I was going to say the doctor must have been doing that when he
Isn't
delivered
George always
George.
trying to make sure he's the one being heard over everybody else?
Well, because it's
'Cause
his
he's like,
show.
that's- yeah.
It's
my
show. On the earlier episodes, you notice that it's like he's like, no, 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 and everybody else.
Give me an extra vote. It's my show. Some behind the scenes humor.
yeah, I got that. That's not what I said.
That's what you meant.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I know. It's my show. Raph, there he is. It's my show.
I know. Rafferty's on there too. Rafferty. I think he's the only Irishman that's part of us.
And he's not
Watch
here.
this. He's gonna come up here and beat my ass. I'll explain in 2 seconds when he comments back.
Probably.
Yeah, but on the way up, throw Lucky Charms out. Well, Rafferty was supposed to be, we were supposed to paint his belly as the pot of gold, and he was going to chase you around, but he's not here.
Oh my God.
Oh, dear.
Can you read that? Oh,
All right.
If you want to see what Worshipful Brother Joseph Schultz just wrote,
It's
you can go on Facebook. But
it's an almost cinnamon clandestiny type reference.
I can't read that. So, oh
Yeah, we have minors in the room.
yeah, we got minors in the room.
Weren't we
So.
going to talk about ancient mystery schools?
Shut up.
What?
You said we have minors in the room. I was waiting for it. I was already. I'm on defense right now, right? So I got my hands up, like waiting for Joe to. He said we have minors in the room. I thought he was just like pointing at me or making a comment about me being a minor. So.
I know it's your show, but it's not always about you.
And there's your comment. James Rafferty is not Irish. He is Scottish.
Whoops.
Oh, whoa.
No, I knew that.
Same thing.
That's almost like insulting.
Yeah,
It's insulting the Scotsman there.
That's the plan. But anyway, after your master's year, what are you looking to do? Right off into the sunset. You only do 1 year, right, in Harmony?
Yeah,
right? It's 1
we-
year term.
Yep.
What are you looking to do? Right off to the sunset? And,
Be there to help out my predecessor.
no,
You know, and fill in when I can, and not planning on just falling off the face of the earth. You know, no, I'll
but
be there.
you're,
I don't know if I'm going to be, fill in where necessary, but I'm definitely not going to be jumping in. I'm not going to be trying to do a secretary of treasurers.
right.
Oh, no, doing the secretary is great, man. Do it. Do it. It's a lot of fun.
Stop the lies.
But you're honestly, you're looking to probably just sit on the side and help where it's asked and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. And
Ten
plus,
lodge and a regular.
yeah, there's a couple other things that are going on. Like I actually, my family, we do martial arts outside of here, and I actually had to pass up going further with my black belt. I'm an apprentice, so with everything going on master, I kind of told my master, I'm like, I got a lot going on this year. It's not happening.
Right.
He's like, okay, I understand. I'm like, so, but hopefully it'll work out because hopefully me and my little guy I got with me is we'll be going through it together. So
very cool.
so that'll be nice.
Very cool.
Benjamin Blumenthal, brother Benjamin Blumenthal. Be a grumpy pass master and sit on the sidelines and heckle people.
We got enough of those. We don't need the hecklers on the sidelines. You know, got enough going on.
We don't have a lot of
we really
past
don't.
masters that are like that.
No,
Not that I've ever.
they throw the zingers out.
Yeah, once in a while they do like the passive aggressive past master thing, but I think they do it more in jest. Than
It's
else.
nothing. We actually look out. The ones that are there are kind of very hey, I need you to fill a chair. You don't get that. No, hey, not a problem, man. What do you need me and stuff like that. But we definitely look out that.
So, what do you guys say? You guys want to do a little touch on a little bit of this? We're talking about the Ides of March. Joe brought it up.
Beware the Ides of March.
Beware the Ides of March.
I know a little bit about it.
Et tu, Brute?
All right. So, what's your brother Ken? Why don't you start off?
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Thanks.
Got it.
All right, so the Ides of March. The Ides of March, I think, harkens back to the Shakespearean play Julius Caesar. And he was in this play. Julius Caesar was told by I believe it was like a soothsayer or
some
the
oracle or their
of
soothsayer,
Delphi
something like that, yeah.
That he was like on his way ascending up to gaining power as the Roman emperor, and the soothsayer basically said, among other things,
Beware the Ides of March.
just like that, right? And basically what that means is, in the parlance of the time, beware the 13th through the 15th of March.
Right.
The Ides was actually one of several different markers during ancient times for different times during the month that would correlate to different moon phases.
And today, when we're recording this is the Ides of
This
March.
Today is the
Ides of March, March 15th.
Yeah. So the 13th through the 15th was of a month of March anyway, was considered to be the Ides. And that was because I believe it was the first full moon of the month. And it also correlated to the New Year. So that's when New Year's celebrations would happen prior to Julius Caesar earlier in his career, abolishing that and moving the New Year's celebration to a different time of the year. So people were upset about that too, among other things that he did. The 15th of March is nowadays seen as being the Ides of March. And of course, in the play, Julius Caesar, the Senate, and Brutus and a couple other people conspired to take the life of Julius Caesar because they believed it was time to depose him, and they did.
Give him a shiv.
Yeah, they gave him the old shiv.
Wasn't it like 100 of them? Like 100
To which
strikes, something like that?
Stab,
Hunger Games.
100 strikes.
Oh, 100. Yeah, he was
Something,
stabbed.
yeah.
He was
Like 100
stabbed many
times, right?
times. Yes,
Okay.
and when being stabbed by Brutus, everybody kind of took a turn stabbing him.
Yeah. Brutus
And
was
when
the last
being
one.
Who was
Who was his best friend and
good friend
confidant.
of his. And he
hence the-
exclaimed,
Et tu, Brute.
just like that, when being stabbed by his good friend and confidant who betrayed him. And in the end, it was that wound.
picking up on this,
slit
right?
him.
I'm picking up.
How
your
tall was
friend.
Caesar? Was a little guy too, right?
Caesar was a little guy.
Yeah, okay.
Most of the Roman nobility were shorter guys, little
Yeah.
guys.
I see some comparisons.
We lads.
So
if
this
you
is
will.
why in the group me, this is what you decided to go with, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm the little guy. Best friend stabs him. I get it.
Yeah.
They're two.
Gives him the shiv. Gives him the shiv.
They're two douchebags.
Et tu, douche. Yes.
You understand? But at any rate, that all happened, and it happened to come to pass that on the 15th of March, this is what befell Caesar. So that is where the whole "beware the Ides of March" thing comes from.
All right. Love that. I love it. Actually, I'm not a big Shakespeare guy, but I love that one.
I loved when the Little
Julius Caesar.
Rascals put it on.
My favorite is
I don't remember that.
No?
The Rascals did Julius Caesar.
Yes,
Oh,
Spanky
crap,
had
I
the
have to go back and
shield,
look at this.
and he comes out. It's friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear.
No,
and they all have like spitballs, and he sticks up the shield. And ding, 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 ding.
Oh, that's awesome! I have to go back and watch that.
Yes, it's a good one.
All right.
It's a good one.
my favorite, and my favorite character in that whole thing was Mark Antony. He was a badass.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like Stymie.
Cry.
I thought we were still on Little Rascal.
I really
No,
like
little
Palpatine in that one.
My favorite line: "Cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war."
Oh yeah, that is a good.
Love
one.
that
Yeah.
line. Love that line. Almost on the MacBook.
Oh, boy.
Caught it though.
And that's why you can't have nice things.
I hope you got
The
Apple
reason-
Care.
I don't have Apple Care.
Of course you do.
He cheapened out.
I got
now.
thrown against the freaking wall care because that's exactly what's going to happen to it. Like, I don't know what happened. It got stolen. But the reason why I liked the Ides of March, Joe, probably when we were talking about this earlier, the reason why you kind of came up with this idea. Let's talk about the Ides of March. Didn't realize today was the Ides of March. But I instantly went with, well, how do we connect this with Freemasonry? And again, and I've made it before, much like the mob, it didn't just come out of nowhere. It wasn't just one like, hey, let's start organized crime and go do bad stuff. Same thing with Freemasonry. Just didn't come out of nowhere. And I firmly believe that Masonry was passed down, be it the Knights Templar, and even before them, maybe it was what we're about to talk about in the Greco-Roman cults, and they had symbology and things like that, or you can take it even to Egypt, King Solomon. But I believe that everything was, all these secret societies and cults, if you will, not that Freemasonry is a cult, but all these, Freemasonry pulled a piece out of a little bit of it.
Well, it did in the sense you go back to our middle chamber.
There you go.
We got
Right.
our Roman and Greek
Mhm.
right in our middle chamber.
Yep, absolutely.
Also, at the end of the day, I think Julius Caesar was kind of an allegory for. I think the overriding theme was,
Similar.
absolute power
Corrupts
absolutely, right? So when you
Right.
start, even as you can think about it as the master of the lodge, and I'll look over here at our master. If you start power grabbing and just ruling absolutely over brothers' fortunes and stuff, and just doing it for power's sake and not for the betterment of the craft, then that's kind of the same lesson.
Well, you could also take it
Not
to a
that we would
different.
ever stab you.
You could also
but-
take it a different way, and you can take it and compare it.
the
I'm
thought
afraid
would
now,
be-
Ken. I'm not gonna turn my back on you.
You can compare it to Hiram Abiff. Think
Yeah.
about it,
Mhm.
because Julius Caesar, when he read his will, he gave all kinds of money, and he was humble and gave everything back to the people. And that's pretty much what Hiram Abiff was doing, and he was stabbed by basically saboteurs. Or, Hiram Abiff was attacked by people he trusted.
Mhm.
Same thing in the temple. I mean, in Julius Caesar's case, it was in the Senate.
Mhm.
So it's kind of the same story.
He was attacked over perceived power, right? Because they
Right.
wanted the secret,
Sa-
whereas
uh,
with Caesar, they just wanted to depose him so that they could
Right.
rearrange the government.
And similar, but if you think about it similarly, that's basically what the Fellowcrafts were after with Hiram.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They were after
Yeah,
the
they saw
same
the
thing.
secrets were
They
power.
wanted to be, master masons, and that's there you go.
And it really
Same
just
thing.
begs one question.
Yep.
Do you trust me, George? Do you?
Maybe the next thing should be a trust fall.
Listen,
Right out the window.
go on, I got you. Hold on. Do I trust you today? Yes,
Huh.
because HR will slap the shit out of you.
Sure, HR's watching everything right now.
What?
HR's
Nothing.
watching everything
Yes,
right now. So I feel
I'm good right now. At this very moment, I do feel safe.
HR won't always be here, George.
I've got to say though, I think as a worshipful master, I think once you're in that, I don't think you have to worry about any worshipful master in a lodge grabbing power, because I think most of us, once you're in that chair, it's like I can't wait for
you
that.
almost want to get rid
It's
of
like I
it,
can't wait till I
right?
get to that status as officially as a past master.
Well, I mean,
It depends on who you are, right? If you're like a humble person who's a servant leader, you're going to feel that way.
I
And
mean,
if
I think I
you're-
liked your post when you put up your thing that you got the new slide for your nameplate for the yeah, it's like
a giant sigh.
Yeah.
Sigh of relief.
that was like that. So like yeah, every worshipful master's coveted prize.
Yep.
I mean, with great
Past
power
masters.
comes great responsibility. Same thing. So that responsibility, I mean, I give perfect examples. President Barack Obama, when he did his first term, when he first came in, he had he was good looking and young, and then by you look at him in his last term, god damn, he was gray
he's
hair.
still a good looking guy.
he
He just
looked like-
visibly aged.
He looks
That's all.
visibly
Like,
aged
yeah.
because I believe that
Agreed.
that level of responsibility and power, it weighs on you all the time. And now, yeah, when you get out of the master's chair, it's like,
Where do we see what you look
Siren.
like at episode 200?
oh god, yeah, I know. All right, so
If
let's
you
get
make it that long.
let's get into I know. Tell me about it. Let's get into a
Might be some
couple
more
of
shrinkage.
these secret societies, and I'm pulling this off of mentalfloss.com, and it's an article called 7 Greco-Roman Mystery Cults You Should Know. And I'm going to read them aloud. And we'll kind of pull some things out of there if there's anything Masonic that we can see any type of correlation. This is called the cult of Cybele. Cybele, or Magna Mater. Go ahead.
It was Sibley, I think.
Sibley.
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Listen, you're the voice corrector. You're the corrector. That's what you do. So
Voice coach. Is
voice
that what you
coach. Yeah,
said?
you're my voice coach. It's fine. Came to
Where's your height coach? Fire him!
Also me.
He just didn't do his he didn't do his stretchies.
What's the word again? Cybele?
Sibley.
Yeah. Or Magna Mater came to Greece around the 5th century BCE from ancient Indo-European people known as the Pythagoreans.
No, not even close.
Pythagoreans?
I'm trying to think of
Phryggians.
Phrygians.
Phrygians.
Sheila's.
Pythagoreans.
I was just saying they developed the Pythagorean theorem.
No, not the
she was
Phrygians.
She was believed to reside in the mountaintops where, accompanied by lions, she ruled over the natural world. She is often depicted as she is above holding a primitive tambourine, which is fitting since rituals associated her included loud, percussive music and frenzied dancing. Worshippers of Cybele were
Sibley. Like
were
Sicily, but with a B.
also participated in the Torobolium, a ritual bull slaughter that, according to one admittedly hostile late Roman account, involved initiates positioning themselves below the bull and showering in its blood. I've actually seen this. You've seen the
At least it was blood.
Well, there were a lot of cults.
This was actually in the show Rome. If you
Yeah.
ever seen Rome on HBO, it was a similar thing done. The cult of Attis was a later edition of the
Sibley.
mythos. Attis was a mortal who spurned Cybele's romantic advances and was punished with madness, causing him to cut off. Hey, whoa,
HR timeout.
Eventually,
I think the practitioners did that too, right? Like the priests of that particular order.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, we don't have to talk about that.
so
Mutilation. There was mutilation.
I don't
involved.
think this one actually pertains to Freemasonry.
No, I'm gonna go no based on that.
No,
there were a lot of ancient, even in ancient Egypt, there was the cult of the Apis bull, like these bull and like ritual slaughter based orders and societies and stuff seem to
Strong like bull.
The ancient world was rife with them.
Right, and there was a lot of them. Wasn't there one called like
Cybele.
it's like Romulus and Remus? There was like a cult about them as well.
That's the origin story of Rome, I believe, right?
Right. I've been looking through this. Let's try the cult of Isis.
Or are we just getting to Star Trek?
Oh yes, the Romulans. Oh yeah,
it's Romulus and Remus isn't
Romulus
Star
and
Trek.
Remus. Yeah, there were two.
That was
like
the Romulans in the Balkan like separation or something like that.
And the Remans.
I could be wrong.
No, you're right. You're
There was
absolutely right.
that last Star Trek movie, the last Next Gen movie. The Remans were like this like ugly version of the Romulans. Remember? And they were like
That's
fighting
where
each
Eric
other.
Bana played
and
the.
they cloned Jean-Luc Picard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Played by a very thin Ed Hardy.
Yeah.
Not Ed Hardy. Tom Hardy. Ed Hardy's the tattoo guy.
Tom Hardy. Yeah.
I'm getting lit up on the live feed here.
Yeah, I know.
We're just
Yeah,
going to
I'm
talk
getting
about Star Trek until you start crying.
Stuart Scroggins
Between Star Trek and Star Wars would be good.
and Joseph Schultz are going back and forth. There's a reason they call the master's chair the hot seat. True.
Yes.
Worship brother Joseph Schultz, when George sat in the east, did his feet reach the floor?
No.
Stuart Scroggins.
Or did he have a booster seat?
Or did he have a booster seat? Yeah. All right.
He had to have the extra step going up to the seat.
So this is an interesting one.
We got him one of those.
Yeah, I
Didn't you
know.
get one?
I
got him one of those
should
for Christmas,
ignore.
didn't you?
Should start ignoring is what I do. Cult of Isis. Isis is the goddess of Egyptian origin who developed a wide following in Greece and Rome about 300 BCE. Interestingly enough, the New Haven Temple has a room that's adorned in
The Egyptian room.
Yeah.
She has prominent temples, a dedicated priesthood, and devoted followers. She was believed to influence fertility and agriculture, but as her worships spread to new areas, this changed to fit the needs of her followers. Most of her most well-known myth deals with the death of her husband Osiris and her effort to resurrect him. You can compare that right to Hiram. The resurrection story is a prevalent thing that's been passed down. I mean, from religion to Freemasonry to, I mean, everything is about resurrection. And the original resurrection stories come out of ancient Greece.
Yes. And I think one of the big commonalities between ancient mystery schools and Freemasonry is that you had to be initiated into each of these orders, and they were highly secretive. They were secretive because they were giving you some kind of knowledge that the priesthood was trying to keep away from the from the regular, the serfs and stuff. But it's still the same kind of concept in that in Freemasonry we do have some secrets, and you have to be a member of the order in order to have access to those secrets. And it probably came out of a lot of these ancient mystery schools.
And speaking of resurrection, if you want to find out who our special guest is going to be on Thursday, April 10th, check out that Patreon for $3 a month. You will have access to the exclusive interview with our special guest on April 10th, who may be back 3 days later to be interviewed again.
Y'all can just fast forward through this.
Stop. He doesn't stop.
What?
As much as an ass you are, I love you. All right. So continuing on, and this is again, we're trying to make some correlations here because as I had said, I don't believe that Freemasonry just popped up out of nowhere. I don't think it happened in just Europe.
They didn't just invent it.
It just kind of evolved from
itself.
something else. Yeah, I think it evolved from a bunch of other things.
Absolutely.
I think it's partially survival too. You think as the Mason stuff, as cathedrals weren't being built and stuff like that, it was something that these guys were trying to keep their, again, why we're speculative Masons and operative.
Right. And I really think that mysteries and secrets and stuff is passed down, and it morphs into different things. For instance, I mean, you can take it to more modern times, the Illuminati. It's well known that the Illuminati kind of blended into us, or there was some semination or whatever, where it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Cross contamination, cross pollination. That's the word I was looking for.
Insemination.
And cross insemination is a little bit more graphic, but I guess you could use that.
I'm working.
Like that. You said it.
Anyway, there was some cross-pollination between the two, whereas there were Masons that were Illuminati, and then the Illuminati went back to Freemasonry and came over to the world. Rosicrucians is another one. So a
lot of it ties all back to the ancient mysteries, which go well beyond Freemasonry. And
well, I imagine some of these cults, and there's one called here the Caberi Mysteries. Perfect example. The Caberi, Cabeiri. Caberi Mysteries, whatever.
I know that one.
But again, these are all cults that were, or groups that were secret societies in a sense in Greco-Roman, and we pretty sure that not all these things were okay with the Roman or Greek government, so they went hidden. They stayed underground. Well, now something pops up, another cult pops up, or another group pops up. They blend into them. That group blends into them. Rosicrucians, blend into Freemasonry. Knights Templar blend into Freemasonry. I think there's a lot of blending between different secret societies.
I think in the early single digits BCE, the Roman government killed off a lot of different, or banned a lot of different ancient mystery orders. I think that article probably refers to a few of them as well. But I mean, there were some that they kind of favored, and there were some that they were like, nope, can't do that anymore. Right. So they had to go somewhere.
No, right. Absolutely. Yeah, just going, I'll do this last one and then we'll shut this down. But and you can look these up for yourself again. Mentalfloss.com is they got 7 or 8 of these on here. And look for yourself. Tell me if you write in our live feed, or you can comment on the community page or the Facebook page and tell us what you think.
Or Discord.
Oh God, here he goes again.
How you can get access to Discord?
All right, that's funny. You should ask that, Ken. In order to get access to Discord for as little as $3 a month, you can join Patreon. And that's one of the added benefits. It's access to the exclusive Discord chat.
But you feel better now?
I do.
Anyway, this cult of Isis, it's one of the things that says that the myth was ritually acted out by her initiates of her cult, who shaved their heads, wore linen uniforms, and played Egyptian percussion instruments called sistrums. Closely related to the cult of Isis was that or Serpis, I believe. The lover of Isis, he was equal in parts to Greek and Egyptian, and is thought to have been introduced as a way to unify the two cultures. But interestingly enough, at the end of it, it says the son of Isis and Serpis is often depicted holding his finger over his lips as to remind the initiates never to reveal their secrets. Now, for those who have not taken the perfect craftsman degree, that'll have you taken that, Worship Master?
See, what did you say?
The perfect craftsman.
The perfect
degree. Were
craftsman
you up
degree.
here for that when we did it a couple months ago here?
No.
No.
No, I don't want to give too much away, but you might see some connection in that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, anyway, if you're interested in this, check it out. I think we were going to do a little bit more of the Ides and the connection of this.
We're good.
We think we did good. So
We entertained.
we entertained. Are you not entertained?
And wait till
I was actually watching Gladiator earlier. That's where that came from.
That's always a good one.
Love that.
And yet you're dressed like a leprechaun right
Yeah,
now.
here I am dressed like a leprechaun because you sons of bitches made me.
soon to be sharing the joy of your Lucky Charms from your
Yes.
bountiful pot of gold.
I thought his favorite movie was Dario Gil and the Little People.
Seriously? She's going to yell at you again.
What? What'd I say? Leprechauns have pots of gold.
Okay. We got a good question here. Stuart Scroggins. Didn't Adam Weishaupt, the Illuminati creator, join a lodge to recruit? I don't think he got his MM degree. We
Yeah, I
actually
think he
covered
got-
this.
Didn't he get his EA or something? Or maybe he had it scheduled but never actually got it?
Adam
Something like
Weishaupt. We covered this actually in episode 2, Mason's Mouth Off, which is the very first episode we did. And I'd like to revisit that
Why
with
is
you,
it
brother.
episode number 2?
What?
You said we covered it on episode number 2, which was the very first episode.
No, yeah, the first one was just like
First
an
one was
intro.
just an intro as to what I was doing. But Adam Weishaupt was. I'd like to cover this again with you brothers and do a revisit to that, to the Illuminati. But Adam Weishaupt, yes, he was the creator. He did not make it to Master Mason. He only made it to Fellowcraft, and when he got to Fellowcraft, wasn't really enthused with the way that Freemasonry was kind of teaching. Which then again, you probably should have completed him before you decided to go make a branch. And he went and did the Illuminati, and he did a whole bunch of degrees. But the interesting thing was he didn't have any degrees. It was basically there was no format to it. There was no degrees. You became an Illuminatus Perfectus or whatever it was, and it wasn't until a Master Mason, who became his best friend, joined him and then put together actual ritual for him. So it was another Mason who actually created the ritual for it. So if you're interested, you can go back to episode 2, or you could just wait till me and the 2 other
That was a
hooligans.
rough episode, man.
They all were. The old ones are rough.
How do you
We
get
should just
access to
redo it.
episode number 2?
It's still live. You can go on
Oh,
Apple
okay.
iTunes. It's still on there, on Stitcher, Spotify, everything.
Cool.
It's still up there. And you're more than welcome to go back and listen to it, or you can wait till we do it.
I'd almost be interested to see how because I listened to some of the old.
Illuminati. Totally different people, though. Honestly, God, I want to be clear about that.
Oh, yeah, totally.
No, I guess
This is the real
It would
Illuminati.
be interesting to see some of your older episodes redone with the newer how you guys are doing it now. I
Right.
think it'd be
Like a remix.
A remastered edition.
remaster.
Like do the whole THS thing, like in
Yeah.
remember that like loud annoying
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah.
noise that was
Broadcast it in 4K.
4K.
4K, man. Like
Why, after you break this fucking camera?
No, don't use big words. He can't spell that.
Okay.
He can't spell that.
Broadcasted or remastered?
4K.
I'll buy another camera. I bought the one that I broke.
All right, brothers. What do you say we shut this down? Let's
All
do,
right.
let's do one
might
more
as well.
toast.
Recharge.
There it is. That's
And the kid's in the shop.
Get that out of the shot.
Stay on target.
Hey, listen.
Stay
Usually we have
on
our
target.
podcast. I'm going to pass this.
Is he now the vice president of HR? Is that what's going on?
That's it.
VP of HR.
I'll say probably
Yeah,
HR intern.
I'd say that's probably the only thing I might in the future look into, depending on what he wants to do. Is maybe like DeMolay.
DeMolay, yeah.
Yeah.
We're eventually going to get DeMolay up here. I think Rafferty's reaching out to him. Brother Jim Rafferty's reaching out to them. See if we can get them up here. Obviously, on that one, there won't be toasts.
We used to have one in Waterbury.
And
but
language
we
will
don't.
be
I think
monitored.
the one I know was the one in Litchfield.
Yeah, we used to have one in Waterbury up until about 3 or 4 years ago, something like
Yeah,
that. And I think
Greg
they
Schultz?
closed that chapter.
Yeah, worship brother Greg Schultz. Remember, today's podcast is brought to you by the color green and the word attrition.
Perfect.
There
Perfect.
he
And
is.
not to mention our newly hardwired internet.
Yes. Yep.
H is for hardwire. Also hotspot, which we no longer use up here.
Worship brother Ken.
Yes, sir, brother.
As you are basically the past master to Worshipful Master Chris Poulin.
You would like me to toast
You're
him?
damn right I would.
I think we should. Brethren, to worshipful brother Chris Poulin. Brethren, right hand to arms.
To arms.
Ready.
Ready.
Aim.
Aim.
Fire, good fire, fire all. Together, brothers.
Viva, viva, viva. All right. We're done. We'll catch you next time. What do you think?
Yeah.
We're going to be up here Thursday?
Just angry that it took me the entire hour episode to realize that Ken looks like one of the Cullens from Twilight. I couldn't remember the family name. It took me an hour to remember Edward's last name was Cullen.
Look,
so-
I've never seen those movies, but aren't they all like hot? Aren't they all like attractive?
What?
So maybe
Like all those like vampire guys on that show, aren't they all like supposedly like, you know, heartthrobs
Hey.
and stuff?
hey
Like,
Ken, there's
Yeah,
somebody
we take
somebody out there loves you.
yeah, somebody.
There's somebody for everybody.
My wife at home. Love you, baby.
That's the whole not having a soul thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're good looking great.
For once, he and I have something in common.
High five. Oh, wait. Elbow bumps. There we
Elbow
go.
bumps. All right, let's shut it down for the Freemasons podcast. I am one of your hosts, Right Worshipful Brother George Mudry.
Worshipful Brother Joe signing off.
Worshipful Brother Ken signing off.
Worshipful Master Chris Poulin signing off.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night, everyone.
And we're still live
Still
right now.
live.
So
Yes,
that's
we're
still on.
live.
Gotcha.
Thank you for everyone
Red
tuning
lights
in.
on.
Thank you for all your comments. Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Does Ken, Joseph Schultz, does Ken glitter in the sun?
He's got a
Vampire-
nice shimmer.
Oh,
John
God.
McCaslin, vampires aren't known until the 338th degree.
Oh, I didn't even get to take my Alex Jones shots. Ah, we'll talk about it offline. Don't worry, I'll cover that next podcast.
Yeah, exactly. At the beginning of the next one, we can do it.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good night,
guys.
folks.
Be good.
Beware the Ides of March.